Hey guys, what's up? Thanks so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. In today's video, we're going to be taking a dive into my Empties bin. Pretty much everything that I have finished up has taken up residence here in this box, except for hand sanitizers and hand soaps. Just like many of you, I've gone through a ton of those and I just didn't really find it that interesting to save. I don't really have, or I haven't come across a recent hand soap or hand sanitizer that I thought was just mind-blowing. So I just decided to save both your time and mine. But let's go ahead and dive right in. For the most part, it's like hair care, skin care. Oh my gosh, sorry, my phone is so rude. First up, this was in a recent Empties, but I just fell right back in love with these. These are from the brand ROC. You can purchase them at Target, Walmart, most of your grocery stores. If you do have a membership though at either Sam's Club or Costco, they do deals with bundles of 2 of these, or sometimes it'll be like the retinol night cream, which is also really good. The day cream I'm kind of so-so about, and then the resurfacing discs. I just really love these. It's just a small little pad on one side. There's a very gentle exfoliating layer. It's almost like tiny pre-dispensed cleanser beads, I guess, but they break down, not like the sort of beads that you would see St. Ives apricot scrub or little things like that. I'm pretty sure it's actual small little cleanser beads that go down and dissolve. And then on the other side, it's just a nice soft plushy side. I still double cleanse, so I really like to go in with whether it's a cleansing oil or cleansing balm first, a normal lather type of cleanser, and then that. So this isn't something that I use every single day, but I would say I use these maybe about 2 to 3 times a week. Sticking with skincare from Fourth Ray Beauty, this is the BFD Cleansing Oil. I had one of these in my previous video too. This is either the new packaging or they've repackaged. I can't quite remember because I have several of these in my skincare drawer. It's one of my favorite cleansing oils. Before this, I was using Dermalogica. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my previous video too. While I still love that oil, this one is just way more affordable, and I find that it does a great job of removing all of my long-wear foundation, mascara. Sometimes if I'm wearing a ton of makeup, it might last a month to 2 months. If I'm not wearing that much makeup, then it'll last much longer than that, because I really only use the cleansing oil on days when I'm wearing makeup, but I really, really do like that one. Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and get all the skincare out of the way first. This is a product that I love for my morning cleanser. This one is from the brand Holifrog. This is their Tashmoo Water Lily Nourishing Milky Wash. I'm pretty sure this is one of their newer cleansers. This is the cleanser that I use every single morning. It has a pH of 5, so it's just very neutral. It's really easy to use on a daily basis. It doesn't dry my skin out. Since it's very close to the pH of your skin, it's just a very easy, nourishing, moisturizing type of cleanser. So this isn't a cleanser that I ever use at night. I typically go in with something more heavy duty just to remove all oils and just grease, makeup, but I still like to cleanse my face in the morning. I know some people just do a splash of water and call it a day. That's totally fine, but I still really like to go in with some sort of cleanser. So this is my go-to. The only negative about this cleanser is the scent. I think it's meant to be unscented, but it's still a product that just has this kind of underlying smell, almost like when you were younger, if you ever just stored a ton of crayons in one bucket. It kind of has that sort of smell. I really love the consistency. It's very thin and milky, just like the name says, with a really good slip to it, but not a high lather frothy cleanser, which is good for the morning in my opinion. Just something very gentle. We have a moisturizer from Too Faced with some fuzz on it, probably from eyelash glue residue if I'm being honest. One thing I will say right off the bat, I love the packaging of this because anytime skincare comes, whether it's sunscreen or moisturizer, I feel like I get every single last drop, and I love that it's a product that I don't have to dip my finger into. I always like to make a habit of sanitizing or washing my hands before applying makeup anyways, but this is just much easier for me, and since it just has the type with no straw in it, it's just I guess the air suction, you get every last drop. Let me tell you what it is. This is the Too Faced Hangover Good to Go Skin Protecting SPF 25 Moisturizer with coconut water, prebiotic and probiotic based ingredients. I still always went in with either my Thank You Farmer sunscreen or what's the other one I really like? Super Goop, and then I'm currently still using this Fruitia one that I talked about in a recent K-Beauty video. The only thing about this is if you get this anywhere near your eyes, it freaking burns. My eye will be watering for days, not days, that's exaggerating a bit, but it really does sting your eyes. But one thing that I do really like, just like with many other SPFs or moisturizers with an SPF in them, they kind of give your skin that very nice subtle glow to it. I tend to gravitate towards sunscreens with some sort of dewy glow factor anyways. That's why I love so many different K-Beauty sunscreens, but this one still gave you that. It was really moisturizing. If you like the scent of the Too Faced Hangover Primer Mist or Setting Spray, I guess it's kind of like a two? No, it's a 3-in-1, right? You'd also really like the scent of this. So that is a product I definitely would. I don't know if I'd run out and purchase it just because I have so many sunscreens, but I mean, if it were like sent to me again, or if I found it for a really good deal, I definitely would go out and buy it. Speaking of moisturizers, I need some for my hands. They look terrible right now. I don't even know if this brand still exists because, to be honest, I only ever went out and repurchased one other product from this whenever they first launched at, I want to say it was CVS or Walgreens, one of those stores. They sent out a really nice PR package and I loved the body scrub. It was a scrub that worked so great for just removing any sort of like accidents with self-tan, or if you accidentally got it on your knees or your elbows or your hands. It was one that did a great job of just buffing it away. But this is their Skin Like Butter, super hydrating body butter. It definitely was a thicker consistency body butter. Not even thick as in like the kind that takes forever to rub in, but the kind that like it's almost thick and stiffer in the packaging. I don't know if it was just the actual formula of it. Do you know the way that like coconut oil looks whenever it kind of sets in place if it's cold out? Almost like that, but not near as greasy as coconut oil. The scent was just really nice, light and fresh, but it took me forever to get through it. I think the first half I zoomed through, but then after that I kind of got bored of it and went with like my MoroccanOil body butter. It is good, but I don't think I would ever repurchase this again. Mainly because of the packaging. I hated once I got towards the end of this. As you can see, it just has this circle opening, but because the actual body of the packaging is this square, you'd have to go in there to get it like in the nooks and crannies. That's why I kind of left some of the corners in there, because getting lotion under your fingernails is one of like the top 5 disgusting things. I hate that. Like makeup, anything under your fingernails just grosses me out. So I really hated that about that body butter. I wish it came in a pump, but I'm guessing since the actual texture of it was so thick, that was kind of just not an option. Speaking of MoroccanOil, I love their body care line. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for all PR that I get. I don't think I like deserve anything extra with PR, but I, for whatever reason, got removed, I think, from MoroccanOil body or just MoroccanOil PR. And I have to say that's probably one of the saddest PR moments for me, just because I adore their products so much. I still buy their products because I just genuinely love them. But this was the MoroccanOil Body Buff Exfoliating Sand Body Smoother. It's just the original MoroccanOil scent. So if you've ever used MoroccanOil like hair care, you know the scent is just amazing. I freaking love it. So this was just a body exfoliator, another one that I like to use just to like slough off dead skin, especially on my legs. I've talked about this before, but during like the fall and winter months, whenever I take off black leggings, it's like a snowstorm in my pants just because my legs are so dry, even though I go in and moisturize them. I don't know if I just have like some sort of issue with my legs. They get really, really dry. So every now and then I like to go in and give them a good buff in. This one does the job, and just the scent alone just makes it worth it. I love MoroccanOil Body so, so much. A product that I talk about them all the time is their Body Night Serum. Oh, that stuff is amazing. So I was pretty sad to run out of that. These are the last 2 skincare items. I want to say this was in either my last Empties or the one before. This is from Belif. I went through another one of their True Cream Aqua Bombs. I had just finished one and then I received one in PR. It was like perfect timing. I love this stuff. I don't use this as a nighttime moisturizer. This is just a great daytime moisturizer for me. Whether you have dry skin or oily skin, if you're someone that just really likes that thin kind of like jello-y, pillowy type of like gel cream, you would love the Belif one. The scent is also really nice. It's not, I don't even think they have like a scent that they describe it as, but it just smells very fresh and clean. If you use a lot of Korean skincare, you know what I mean? Like it's not floral, it's not citrusy, it's just this underlying clean scent. That's what this smells like. I do really want another one right now, but I figured I would hold off and wait until Ulta and Sephora does, or is this sold at Ulta? I can't remember. Sephora for sure, whenever they do their holiday kits, because sometimes you'll get like a jumbo one of this as well as like a travel size, or sometimes like this, a cleanser and something else. So I just figured it would be best to wait for those deals to come out first. This is from the Needles No More line within the Dr. Brandt line. It's the Instant Wrinkle Smoothing Cream. I don't even, oh yeah, I guess it is. They recommend using it after cleansing. Pat a small amount to areas of concern above the cheeks, crow's feet, and lines that appear along the forehead and between brows. Smooth into crease. To be completely honest, I have been using this as a primer, like as primer and skincare in one, like right before my makeup. So I mean, technically I was still applying it the way that you were meant to, but yeah, like I just kept this in my primer drawer rather than my skincare drawer, and it did do a good job because it does have that same sort of like silicone type of feel to it, not quite as slippery as the Smashbox one. Rub it in and it gives you that nice blurring effect without giving you like a super slick greasy feel, but still that kind of like satin finish on your skin to where it just gives that slight sort of like mattifying effect. But man, I need that on these forehead creases. My mother-in-law gave me these. She said that you can purchase them at Sprouts. Unfortunately, they don't have a Sprouts near them, so she ordered it on Amazon. I wouldn't recommend doing that though. It's way more expensive at Amazon than it is at Sprouts. That's something I should do, go to Sprouts and get her some of these. I don't even want to say that brand. Cacia, I don't even know. Pure essential oils. These are the Reviving Peppermint Aromatherapy Shower Tablets. These are so good. You get 3 inside. They basically look like giant white, like the giant white sweet tarts. You know, like the chewy sweet tarts? Man, those are so good. Purple and yellow are my favorite, but it just looks like a big white one. Honestly, one lasts so long that I'll put it at the bottom of my shower, and unless I'm just like really going in and doing some like self-pampering and taking a super long shower, then I could get through one. But typically one tablet lasts for 2 showers because I'll remove it and then drop it back down onto the floor of the shower once I get in the second time. But basically the second the water hits the tablet, your shower, you just get like a really nice steamy pepperminty shower. If you're someone that suffers from allergies or even like migraines or really stubborn sinuses, just that blast of like steamy peppermint really clears everything up. I'm not saying that it instantly cures a migraine, but if you're like me where you get a lot of just like pressure behind your eyes and your nose, for me, peppermint just gives a little bit of relief. I love, love, love these. Even if you're just suffering from a really bad cold and you just want something to like blast those sinuses, this really helps. Plus it just really helps you wake up in the morning. So 10 out of 10 for that one. Okay, and then the other 2 body products. This is a self-tanner that I've been using the longest. I love this self-tanner. To be honest, I don't really have that much interest in trying out any other self-tanners because I know I love this one. It's one that lasts a long time. I don't have any on right now. I probably could use some though. This is the Loving Tan Deluxe Bronzing Mousse. I've actually never tried the Express one. I've always just used this formula in Ultra Dark. It is so good. It has such a great like olive undertone, so you never look orange, you just look really nice and sun-kissed. It is hands down the longest wearing formula that I've tried. I've tested a ton, but I just stick to that one because it's good. This was in a favorites video not too long ago. I'm not using it right now because Laura, my best friend, actually got me some of the Davines Love shampoo and conditioner that I loved so much. We hadn't seen each other forever, so it wasn't until what, I think, was it July that we saw each other or the beginning of August that we were finally able to exchange Christmas gifts because we hadn't seen each other that whole time. So she got me that Davines set, best shampoo and conditioners. If you have just thick, dry, tangly, or even if you have like thinner and finer hair, if you're just looking for something really moisturizing and just makes your hair super silky and soft, that line is so good. It's pricier, but I just think it's worth it. But if you are looking for one from the drugstore, I had talked about these in a previous favorites video. It's from L'Oreal. It's their Dream Length Super Detangler. Obviously I went through the shampoo as well, but I only pulled the conditioner down. I really like this scent. It's like fruity and floral at the same time. Honestly, now that I smell it again, it kind of reminds me of like a fruitier version of one of the Redken shampoos. I can't think of which one. Maybe Extreme? I don't know, I haven't used that one in a while. But this does a great job of just taking out all the tangles from my hair, especially before I got it cut. I recently got like 11 inches chopped off of my hair. It was so long. It was like getting stuck in my armpits and my butt crack. It was gross. It was too long. And this took out everything, especially at like the back of my head. I would end up with just like a massive tangled dreadlock at the end of the day. So I needed something good. This always did a great job, and it's definitely super affordable. You can find it at any drugstore, Walmart, Target, grocery store. What is going on? Oh, we got a storm notification. We got hurricanes coming our way, y'all. I hate hurricane season. This is another drugstore one. This is from L'Oreal. It's the Elvive 8-Second Wonder Water Hair Performing Lamellar rinse out. I don't even know. You use this 2 to 3 times a week, and you kind of see like the dosage on the side. The longer and thicker hair you have, the more that you should use. So after you shampoo your hair, you want to squeeze out any excess water, and then you just grab this and go from about like mid shafts down, squeeze it through your hair, and you'll instantly notice that it gets this like really warm feeling. The first thing that came to mind is, did your mom back in the day, I remember my mom used to get, what was it? Was it like Infusium 23 or L'Oreal? It may have even been the same exact product that they just reintroduced, but it came in these small little white tubes, and my mom would put the tube into a super hot glass of water, and I always remember her being like, don't touch it, it's really, really hot. And in my mind, like for whatever reason, I instantly assumed it was like a bubbling like hot oil in the tube, but it was just like a hair treatment, but she would always tell me not to touch it because it was hot. Probably because she didn't want me using it, because just like me, sometimes when Keegan and Landon go through like my really expensive shampoo and conditioner, I'm like, why? You don't even have long enough hair to see the effects from it. But this basically did that same thing. Now, what I'll say is in the shower, I was like, what is the point of this? My hair does not feel any different. But as soon as I got out and ran a brush through, it was incredible. Like, it really does get out every single tangle, and I definitely noticed less frizz and more shine. The very final product, this is from Loreal. It's one of their True Match Lumi Glotions. I actually have them in all of the shades, but the one that I used the most was medium. So I would use this sometimes as a primer, sometimes on days when I wasn't wearing any makeup. On days if we were going to the beach, I would just rub it all over my chest and like my shoulders. Sometimes I mix it in with the foundation if I'm just wanting to add a little bit more of like a glow factor to it. I was hoping that it would be a dupe of the, what am I trying to think of? Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. While I love both products, unfortunately, I think for me, for the effect that I want, I'm just always happier with the Charlotte Tilbury one, but this one still does a great job. It just never looks quite as glowy, and just, I don't know, there's something about that Hollywood Flawless Filter that I really do think is worth the price tag. That's another product that I wear both under makeup and on top of makeup. I can use it as like a very natural liquid highlighter, or if I'm just wanting to like amp up the glowiness in my foundation. This is still a good one from the drugstore, but if you were ever wondering if it was a dupe for the Hollywood Flawless Filter, it's not. I wish it was, but it's not, but it still is a good product. And there you have it. Those are all of the empties that I had in my basket. Now I can finally go and recycle all of these products. There's not, as much as I love Empties videos, I always feel weird just like hoarding trash in the corner of my room. So I'm really looking forward to throwing those away now. But that is it for today's video. As always, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If you haven't already and you liked what you saw today, I would love if you subscribe. You can always find me over on Instagram. It's just Dana Ann if you want to chat some more, catch up. And yeah, that is it for today. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.